Hi, I'm Zevi Saunders and I'm sitting in my sukkah recording my video blog. This week on Shabbos is Parshas Bereshis. There's not a lot of time from when we finish V'zos HaBracha, the final sedra of the books of the Torah on Friday afternoon, to when we actually read Bereshis in Shul on Shabbos. Not much time to study. However, Bereshis is a fascinatingly interesting sedra. It starts off with the beginning of creation. God created the heavens and the earth and the sun and the stars and the moon and the fish and the animals and everything else and the human beings in 6 days, and he rested on the seventh, which has now become known as Shabbos. So every week, we rest on the seventh day to commemorate God's resting. What's the idea why we commemorate God's resting? And the answer is, in the same way as if a young kid gets into a car and releases the handbrake and drives, he's driving the car, but he cannot stop the car, so he's not in control. The car could career out of control at any minute and crash. But they'll be able to stop the car. If somebody is able to put the brake on, stop the car, you say he's in control, because he's able to start and stop at will. So by God resting and stopping, it shows he was in control. He created and he stopped. That is why we commemorate his resting on the Holy Shabbos. We also have the birth of Adam and Eve and the children that they had. Also, we have the famous story where they ate from the tree of life, or tree of knowledge, which some people say was an apple tree, and some people say it was an esrog tree, depending on which opinion you follow. And God told them, don't eat it, and they ate it. First Chava, Eve ate, and she gave it to Adam, and then God got very annoyed and kicked them out of the Garden of Eden. He cursed the ground, not Adam, he cursed the ground. He made it very difficult for Adam to work. By the sweat of your brow you will eat bread. And Chava, Eve, he gave 9 different types of pain, including the pain of pregnancy, the pain of periods, pain of child labor, childbirth, and of child rearing. Fascinatingly interesting. They got kicked out of the Garden of Eden. They got all these curses, all these problems they were going to have. They could have been really depressed. They could have been so downtrodden. Right, we're the first people on earth, we've mucked it up. What chance is there for anybody else? They could have sat in depression. But no, if you look in the Torah, they just got on with their lives. They got on, they had children, and then we have the stories of the children. And I think that's a wonderful lesson to everybody out there. Everybody does sins. Some big, some small. And people are devastated by them. Different times in people's lives, they go through different stages of belief, religion, what they keep, what they don't keep. The most important thing is to remember is never get depressed. Just get on with trying to do your best. So you fall, you do things that are wrong, okay, get up and keep going, just like Adam and Eve. And hopefully in that merit, God will reward us and bring us back to Jerusalem with the Beis HaMikdash speedily in our days.